What's going on, everyone? I'm Jeff Harris, and welcome into the Delmarva Sports Insider, the only show giving you in-depth analysis to all local sports here on the Eastern Shore. As you can see, Trayvon Miles, Jonah Restuccio, nowhere in sight, but for good reason, as we have had one of the busiest weeks this fall sports season as the playoffs continue to heat up. We've got a lot to get to tonight, so let's jump right into it. The Delmar field hockey team had their eyes set on back-to-back state titles as they took on Tower Hill earlier this afternoon in the state final. And still to come, Wesley opened NCAA tournament play earlier this afternoon, hosting RPI. Must-see highlights from this one coming up in just a bit. And coming up in just about 15 minutes or so, we feature one local cross-country runner who is overcoming all the odds to pursue her true passion. Welcome into the show, everyone. Now, it's the middle of November, so of course, we're leading the show off with some playoff football. Last night, Ken Island, the lone remaining team in the Bayside, fresh off their win over unbeaten North Carolina last weekend, traveled up to Harford County, Maryland, looking to slay another unbeaten team, that's second-seeded Harford Tech. This one was a regional final game as the winner would move on to the state semifinals. Now, early on, it was all Bucks. Look at this grab from Sean Mooney, the senior, one-handed fingertip, uses his helmet a little bit, and yeah, he'll waltz in for the score. Bucks leading 7-0 early on. Cobras, they're going to answer pretty fast. Now, check out Ryan Hunt. He's going to dump one off to Jalen Dangerfield, who is dangerous. Yeah, no pun intended there. In the open field, he shakes off a few tackles and takes this one to the house. Harford would miss the extra point, so Bucks, they still carry a 7-6 lead. Tech, though, they're going to take a 2-point lead, 9-7, with a field goal, but Trent Jackson has the answer. He tosses one into the end zone, filing Dylan Finley. KI would head into the half with a commanding 21-9 lead, but in the fourth quarter, things would get interesting. Now, two crazy Tech touchdowns would leave Kent down 22-21 with just over 2 minutes to go, which works well because, yeah, they like the dramatic effect. You see Jackson there, pass it 40 yards to JC Getz, but the Bucks, yeah, Jackson right there, going to fumble one. He scrambles. You're going to see the ball pop out, and that would actually do it for this one. Harford with a comeback victory over Ken Island to keep their undefeated season alive.
We pride ourselves on not having a team and having a program. So, this program and this group of seniors is what makes each different year special. So we had a great group of kids, and that's a tough part about ending a football season, is that you got to say goodbye to a lot of guys who've been with you for a long time, putting in a lot of work.
To Delaware as the 91 Delmar Wildcats, the last seed to get into the D2 playoffs, traveled to take on top-seeded Delaware Military Academy. Let me tell you guys, I was out there, it was cold. DMA strikes first. Carolyn Ayeni with the 6-yard carry and score. Seahawks take the 7-0 lead, and they would go up 13-0 later in the first. Delmar would then proceed to wreak havoc. Brooks Parker finds the end zone from 1 yard out right before the half. Cats trail 13-6 heading into the locker room. Then in the second, all Delmar. Tashawn Denard gets the toss outside, and he finds the end zone from 2 yards out. Defense, though, stepping up as well. Check out Trey Parsons. He would come up big on this play, steps in front of a pass, picks off this one, giving Delmar the possession. And how about Denard one more time? Why not, really? He breaks to the outside and scampers in for the 23-yard score. 3 touchdowns on the ground for the junior last night. Delmar takes the 100-plus mile trip into Baynard Stadium in Wilmington and upsets the top-ranked Seahawks 34-13. Now, after the game, Delmar talked about earning some respect after being the last seed into the tournament.
It means a lot because we knew we were true #1 team. This fueled our fire that they were #1 and we didn't get high seeding. All year we've been getting doubted. We were going to lose at Woodbridge and Milford and then DMA, and we came out and beat all of them.
We knew we were #8 and they were #1, and then we thought that we could beat them because we tired them out first half. So we just kind of picked it up in halftime in the locker room. Thanks to our captains Brooks and Trey and Carson Phillips with the help.
And some D1 playoff action last night. You see the 4-seed Sussex Central battling the 5-seed William Penn. Scoreless in the second quarter, but Isaac Barnes, yeah, he's going to dial one up and find Drew Mars. Yeah, that's a long pass. 46-yard gain. Central would get into the red zone. 4th and goal inside the 10 now. Central going to elect to go for it. Barnes to Zion Reed. But yeah, you're going to see it here. He can't come up with it, so we would actually remain scoreless in this one. Next drive for Penn, misdirection is handed to Isaiah Gaynard, and he's going to take it a very, very long way into the open field. That's a 75-yard touchdown run, and extra point would actually be no good. William Penn going to carry a 6-0 lead into the half. Second half now, Central dropping back to punt, but it's blocked by the Colonels. Lance Edwards recovers, and they turn it into more points. Noah Ogben hits Tyrion Cochran with a 40-yard bomb. Central will get on the board with a score in the fourth, but the first home loss for the Knights all season is a crucial one. William Penn is moving on with a 12-7 win. Now some other scores from Delaware as the 6-seeded Caesar Rodney Riders visited the 3-seed Hodgson this afternoon in a first-round matchup. Delaware, in a Delaware State Divisional I matchup, that is. Riders shut out this one. It's 13-0. They were shut out, however. Quite the season for CR, who finished the season 7-3, clinching a playoff berth for the first time since 2013. And coming up a bit later tonight, this one actually just kicked off. We will have highlights from Woodbridge and Milford, which kicked off just about 5 minutes ago, as I mentioned, in the last DIAA Division II quarterfinal game. Milford enters as a 4-seed, while Woodbridge comes in at number 5, entering tonight's matchup after dropping the Henlopen South title game to Delmar just last week. Now, we are hitting another commercial break, but coming up, you're going to want to stick around. We check in with Trayvon Miles, who is live at the Delaware State Boys Soccer Championship at Smyrna High School. Here's an inside look. You see some of the players from IR warming up. Caravel going to get set to take on IR in this one. Trey will join us right after the break. Don't go anywhere.
This is David Hearn. I'm the head coach at Delmarva High School, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.